get real. What is your goal? Do you realize how important this is to know this? Do you have a goal? Like a real goal, like a real live one that's breathing and you can see it and smell it and taste it. Because you have to realize a goal isn't something that you've done before. And it's not even something that you know how to do, or even something you think you can do. It is something that you have no freaking idea how to do. That's a goal, like a real live one. And most people have what I like to call an A-type goal. Okay? And these are what you know how to do, right? Oh, I want to lose 20 pounds. You know how to lose 20 pounds. You know how to do that. That's not inspiring. You say, no, Delaney, I've tried before and before and before. Well, no, you know how to do it, right? If they then say they don't know how to reach their goal, it's likely because it's a B-type goal, right? And this is something that they think they can do, right? This is something that they think they can do. If I do this, and this, then everything will line up. What you want is a C-type goal. And don't worry about how it's going to happen. I know, especially if you're a type A planner like myself. You want to focus on how it's going to happen. But the thing is if you set a goal properly, you will absolutely get what you want. Always, every single time, no questions asked. Regardless of your limiting beliefs that have been instilled in you at a young age, that you've now created habits around, right? That's your paradigm, your gremlins, the voices in your head. But don't brush them off because they're controlling you 96% of the time, okay? And so the reason that most people fail at reaching their goals is that because they're coming at them from the wrong way. Maybe you were taught to start everything on January 1st, or you were taught to I'll start again on Monday. I'll try again on Monday. Only by Wednesday to have stopped said goal, right? It's because you're going after A and B type goals and not going after things that are more exciting than your paradigm. You're not inspired. And even you might think that having a tangible object is super inspiring, right? The house, the car, the whatever, right? The relationship. But I just want you to think about this, because every single time you are going after something, you are trading your life for it. Would you trade your life for a Mustang, a Porsche, a Ferrari? No, you wouldn't. What about a kick-ass house? Probably not. And I ask because we trade our lives for our goals. But most people's goals aren't exciting to them. They're going after things they already know that they can do, or things that they think they can do. And then they're not inspired. In the words of Earl, good old Earl, success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal, something that is worthy of you, of your time, of your energy. And when you hear this, recognize that progressive, it's not this roller coaster, back and forth, up and down. It means continuously moving onward and upward. in the direction of where you want to go. So as long as you're actually going after something that's meaningful to you, something that you don't even know how it's going to happen, you are progressing and you are successful. And most people say, oh, I'm successful when I'm driving the car, when I'm living in the house, when I'm in that relationship, when I've lost the 20 pounds, when I blah, blah, blah. And that's not true. It's a story that was either taught to you or you've instilled in yourself. And it's just not true. You have to hold the vision of what you actually want. But first, you have to know what you actually want. There's a brilliant book out there I will highly recommend. It's called As a Man Thinketh by James Allen. It's a short little read. It's deep. And he said an ideal is an idea that we have fallen in love with. What are you in love with? And if you've ever been in love, think about that, right? What was it like in those beginning stages of your relationship, right? Where you just couldn't get them off your mind. That is what your goal is, right? Success is continually moving towards making a worthwhile idea your new love. You have to make it real, a fact, not, as Napoleon Hill would say, a mere hope or wish. That is not helpful. That means you have to set goals that you are in love with, goals that inspire you, that bring up the best version of you, because your inner genius is seeking it anyways. It brings all the best parts of you to the surface. And then guess what happens? You become a vibrational match for your goal, and then you get it. It's not ignoring the fact that you have limiting paradigms, that you have limiting beliefs about yourself. But how can you make them so that they don't even matter? Think for a moment and take a look at what you do each day. Okay? You know that paradigms are controlling you and everything that you do 96% of the time. 4% of the time, you're consciously doing what you want to do. Okay? Everything else is habit. And you say, I want to be in control of what I do. But the fact is, unless you reprogram your paradigm to do exactly what you want it to do and not the habits that were taught to you at a young age, that's not going to happen. Okay? You have to begin to ask yourself, why am I spending the days doing the way I do, doing what I do, acting the way I do? And really coming to terms with the fact that it's your paradigm. How can I start doing exactly what I want to do with what I've got? And this is actually having the answers, having a real life goal that you really, really, really want, that you are inspired by, that will knock your paradigm on its ass and it's not even paying attention, right? Because your paradigm is only a roadblock between you and your goal. It takes no more effort to aim high in life, to accept all the good things, than it is to live in lack and limitation and poverty. Same amount of effort's required. So if your paradigms are programmed in lack and limitation, that's where you're going to continue to hang out. But I promise you, the same amount of effort, instead of womp, 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 you can actually do and be and have and get everything that you want. You need a goal that is bigger and more exciting than your paradigm. The key is, and there's 3 stages of creation. You have to admit how brilliant of a creator you are in order to truly take advantage of these 3 stages of creation. You have limitless potential. Whoever you believe created the universe, spirit, God, universe, energy, whatever, source, whatever you want to call it, okay, has created everything that ever will be. Everything's already here. Everything that ever needed for us to talk through, for us to make trees into paper. Okay? Everything's already been here. It just took someone taking these 3 stages of creation and putting them into reality. And those are fantasy, theory, and fact. But you first have to build an incredible fantasy of what you want. Everything in our world started with a fantasy. From the clothes we wear to the phone and computer I'm talking to you through, Facebook, Instagram, Google, Amazon, all of these things were a fantasy. They all started as an idea in someone's mind. So whether you want to create a business, you see a gap that you want to fill, or you want to build that dream home, or you want to become a professional athlete, all you have to do is start by building a fantasy of what you want. Get quiet with yourself. Go take some time to be with yourself and ask, what do I really, really, really want? And let your mind go there. First step is being by yourself. So many people just don't even want to be by themselves. That would be self-image. Start by sticking yourself in front of a mirror and saying, I love you. Okay? Then be with yourself. Ask yourself if time, money, resources, all the external factors, Corona Sharona wasn't around, what do I want? And don't try to figure out anything else outside of that. It doesn't matter what it costs. It doesn't matter what you need to get it done. Just let your imagination run wild. No barriers, no restrictions, nothing. And don't even let age be a factor. I've asked people in their 60s and 70s, what's your goal? And they'll say, oh, I'm too old to set goals. BS. I ask you, what would you want to do if you're in your 30s again? That's the kind of goal that you need to set still. And it doesn't matter how old you currently are. My mentor, Bob Proctor, is in his late 80s and is rocking it. He has completely redefined the way I look at age. Age, gender, money, resources, they have nothing to do with this. They have nothing to do with what you're trying to accomplish. What you've done in the past has nothing to do with what you're trying to accomplish. Today's results are yesterday's thoughts. Thoughts are things. So guess what? What you think about today is tomorrow's results. What do you want them to be, the more of the same? Or do you want to shift them? Do you want different results? You have to set a goal that you really, truly, in the deepest part of your gut, want. And you can get your paradigm out of the way. When you have a fantasy, you then have to move it into theory. Okay, so you've asked yourself, what am I willing to trade my life for? You've created that fantasy. You've got on Pinterest. You've priced it out. You have all the things. Okay. Now you get to move it into a, maybe I can do this. Possibly, maybe, but it's a theory that you're looking to prove, just like a scientist. Okay. A theory is an idea that's going to start you at giving it serious thought. Through consciously thinking about your fantasy, what it would be like, what would I be doing? What would it be like to have it? But before you can turn your theory into a goal, you have to ask, am I able and am I willing? 2 questions. Am I able? Of course you are. 100%. Because according to science and theology, the only 2 things that we have to go by, you are infinite. You have infinite potential. You were born perfect, then learned a bunch of crap, and your limitless is seeking its expression all the time. No one, not even the smartest scientist, knows the limits of what you're capable of. It's incredible, by the way, what you are capable of. When people tell me I don't have any energy, no, you have energy. You have everything you need. You have more energy in your pinky finger to light up your house for a week. What you don't have is desire. You do not know what you want. So you're wandering around aimless. That's a crappy place to be. So we know you're able. So then, are you willing? You have to decide you're willing to do what it takes to achieve your fantasy. That doesn't necessarily mean sacrifice. But are you willing to even up some of the things that you currently like to do? Are you willing to feel uncomfortable? Are you willing to pay the price? And again, this doesn't have to mean sacrifice. And this, I hear it particularly from moms. Oh, I'll do it after my kids are grown and gone. Well, guess what? Your kids are watching you now. You're teaching them now. There's no better time than now. It doesn't mean you have to sacrifice time with them. It doesn't mean you have to, whatever. Money is energy, so you're not sacrificing that either. When you answer yes to both of those questions, your theory that maybe I might entertain something different officially becomes a goal. And then the best part is internalizing it, letting it move into your subconscious. That's controlling you 96% of the time. Right? The moment you internalize it, start to give it some energy, that's when the law of vibration, the law of attraction, which is a secondary law, it kicks in. And it's called the transmutation of energy. When energy flows into our conscious mind, it has no form. It just is. Energy just is. We've proven that we're all energy. We're all just a bunch of molecules moving at a fast pace. That's all our body is. Meat sticks. Right? They've taken pictures of energy flowing to and through in our body. Okay? We know that we're vibrating. Science tells us this. Theology tells us this. We have nothing disproving this. Even in this day and age, right? Energy is flowing into your consciousness. It has no form. You give it form. That's why you get to decide everything. Nobody can even make you feel anything. I teach that. I tell it to my girls all the time when they're, oh, Izzy made me feel this. Ali made me feel this. No, they don't. They did something and you're internalizing it and giving it energy. Stop that. If you don't want it to impact you, then don't. Oh, easier said than done, Dylan. No, it can be that easy. What do you tell yourself about it? You give it form by building an image of what you want. And then when you internalize that image, it sets up your vibration and causes you to act differently. It sets up this force that, like a magnet, attracts everything to you. Everything you need. But it's only when you decide what you actually want and set it up, then and only then will you get the people, money, resources, places, tools that you need in order to manifest that goal, to make it a reality. And then your goal moves into form. And then it's a fact. It's a realization. It's your worthy ideal. So first, you create a fantasy. Then you turn it into a theory. Decide, am I able and I'm willing? Yes, yes, check, check, done. Then you internalize it and let it move into form. So what's stopping you? What's standing between you and doing that? I just made it as easy as 1, 2, 3. Your paradigm. And you see, when you got emotionally involved and started internalizing a new image compared to what you've been living for the last 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years, right? Your paradigm starts to kick in and you become in this vibration of chaos, right? If you've been internalizing X type ideas for your entire life and you start entertaining a Y type thought, you're in an XY vibration. And your parent kicks in and is going, what? Stop that. Right? Come back where it's safe. Stay small. You have to replace your old paradigm with your new image. And internalize that over and over and over and over and over again. And then eventually, your C-type fantasy eventually becomes an A-type fantasy because you've achieved it. But then guess what? You get to start all over again. That's the fun. You can't get this wrong. When you're about to achieve your goal, make sure that you've set another goal. Never stop. Never settle. Most people get so pumped up about reaching their goal that they don't then set another one. Don't do that. You are here to create or disintegrate. If you are not in creation mode, you are disintegrating and it feels like garbage. You should always, always, always have a goal. Because that's how you continue to grow. That's how your life gets that's how you get to live your life. So that at the end of it, you're not going, oh, damn, I wish I would have done this and this and this and this. And that's when people typically reassess, right? Or they've had a life-threatening something, or someone's died, or don't wait for that to happen. Like, what are you waiting for? Constantly keep getting better and better and better and better and better, always. Because that's what you're here for. That's what we're all here for. As humans, to grow. And there's no right or wrong way to do this. You have to recognize that you are like the puzzle. Okay? You are like the puzzle, just waiting to be put together. And if you've ever put together a puzzle, you know that you dump the 1,000 pieces onto the table and it is overwhelming. It's overwhelming. And you're going, how am I going to get this done? But you don't ever stop putting it together. You don't ever say, oh, that's it, done. It's not going to come together. You know it's going to come together because you've seen it. It's on the front of the puzzle. You've seen it and you've done a puzzle before. Even if it was like a kid's 10-piece puzzle, you've put one together. You need to recognize and believe that everything you've been doing your entire life has led to this point. You're not going to go trading puzzle pieces with your neighbor. You are going to trust and know that you've been collecting puzzle pieces your entire life, and it has led to this moment. And it is waiting for you. Just like you want your goal wants you just as much, just as bad. Right? So, what is your goal? What are you going to do about it? I love it. Keep following along, guys. I will be live on here every Thursday morning is my dedication to you. Okay? Shoot me a message. Let me know where you're feeling stuck. I'm here to help. I got you.